Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Confounded Chronicles. Today's a super special episode because today, well not today exactly, a few days ago, I broke 10,000 subscribers. I'm super thankful you're here, and to do 10,000 I have a great idea and a great project, and I'm going to announce it today along with this video, but the most important thing is the announcement of my new pen design. So the new pen is, I'm sure, difficult to detect or figure out the name, is the Mark III. I built the Mark I years ago, then I built the bolt action Mark II, and then now comes the Mark III because I'm good at naming things. I basically took what I learned from the Mark I design, the Mark II design, and rolled it into the third revision. I'm going to have a few breakdowns of this revision. There's going to be the click, as I mentioned earlier in this video series. There's going to be the bolt. I'm going to start with what I'm going to call the screw or the cap version. Very similar to the way I first built a pen. It's going to have a screw cap, and then the next version will have a bolt action, and then the version after that will hopefully be the click. I'm still fighting with that click. I'm going over expired patents and basically trying to design a mechanism I'm happy with that's a little bit different than what I've seen out there, and that's able to be machined with the tooling I have. So that's a topic for another story. This story is for the Mark III design, and this is what it looks like. If I'm smart, I'll put in, I'm looking at my CAD computer right now, so I'll put in screen captures and whatnot. It's basically a my first pens were 3/8 bodies pen, or 3/8 of an inch diameter pens. It's because I found that worked well in my hand or felt well, and it accommodated the refills I wanted to use. This one is going to move up to a 1/2 inch diameter stock. The reason I moved up to a 1/2 inch diameter stock was it gave me a lot more flexibility with the certain features I wanted to put into this pen, and it let me change the refills I get. I should be able to essentially accommodate almost any refill. It'll accept the bolt action a lot easier. And when I finally finish my click mechanism, there's no way I could fit my click mechanism into a 3/8 pen. I don't have the tooling to make the mechanism small enough to fit into a 3/8 body and still function. I want everything I make, I want it to function a lifetime. Like I want it to basically be here when I'm gone and still functioning, and it would be too fiddly in a 3/8 body, and I would never be able to produce it and sell it and make money at it, and that's the goal, right? So 1/2 inch it is. Design is a little bit different. This one's going to use like big boy metals. This one's going to be, the first one will be made out of stainless, and then I might end up going into the more exotic materials. But right now I'm most comfortable machining, or I'm not most comfortable, but the most difficult material I'm willing to machine right now is stainless. I'd like to go titanium, but that's going to be a little different kettle of fish, and let's burn one bridge at a time. So with the CNC online now, I'm able to actually machine stainless. My CNC router just wasn't really up to machining anything beyond brass. I'm sure it might do steel if I really went easy on it, but the mill is much more suited for it and much more accurate. So basically I went with a stainless steel pocket clip. I went pretty heavy on the thickness because I want it to be quite robust. It's everything like you see here is all designed in Fusion, so I can make sure everything works out. That's going to actually be more important now because more elements of the design are CNC controlled, so they actually have to have a digital model exactly. The couple features with the design, you can see there's going to be a knurled grip on the front and back of the pen. I don't know how aggressive I'm going to make that knurl. I don't even know if I'm going to make it knurled just for the drawing. That's how I came about it. This is actually based on a few different pens I've seen over the years that I've liked and that I've wanted to get my hands on. They don't actually exist because people don't produce them like for sale. Like there'd be guys creating it in their garage or whatnot. So I took a lot of elements from different designs that I really liked and put them together into one unit that I think I can machine quite reliably and should produce something I'm very happy with. I'm so excited to produce this. Little bit different, or a couple different things about this design. In my Sharpie video, which I'll link in one of the little annotation boxes if those still exist now, up in the corner, I put a neodymium magnet in the tip and in the tail cap, and that basically let me take this cap off here and spin it around and just quickly throw it on the tail end of the pen. And I use that Sharpie every day, or most days. And being able to just quickly throw the cap around and have it snap on the back of the pen is awesome. You don't have to post it. And this pen, it's going to have also a threaded post for if you really want it secure. But 9 times out of 10, I bet you that magnet gets used before the threaded post does, because it's just so quick to do, and it's fun because you can just get it closed and it just kind of snaps on. I'm going to use 1/8 by 1/4 inch neodymium magnets, and with those, or 2 of those, there's plenty of hold for a cap, even a stainless steel cap with a big pocket clip hanging off it. I don't think there's going to be any wobble. I can't get the Sharpie one to fall off, so I'm sure this will be adequate. If not, I'll make it bigger. That's the cool thing about designing stuff yourself. This pen is going to accommodate the Parker style refills. This one right here is one of my favorites, actually. This is the 0.7 Parker gel. Super economic refill. It's like, I think $3 or something like that. You get them in 2 packs. Parker style refills. There's a ton of pen refills that fit that footprint. The Space Pen by Nature with a little adapter on the end also will fit. I might make it fit the G2. I now have the internal space because of the way I did the, let's see if we can take some of these things away there. The way I did the front cap, I don't know what you call this, the tip. The way I did the tip of this pen, it removes, so I can have different style tips. The G2 refill is huge to anybody who is a pen dork and likes all this stuff. It's a very large refill with a very short kind of nose on it. This one has a nice long nose, so it's easy to machine tapers and still have clearance. The G2 is pretty fat, so that'll probably be coming out later. I like the refill, but honestly, this one and the G2, there's almost no difference, and it's just easier to get your hands on. And I find this is machined a little bit better, being a full metal body. The plastic pens, they seem to have a little bit more variance, especially in length. These ones don't seem to vary at all, so it's much easier to design around something that's fixed size. So yeah, Parker, Space Pen, and then down the line, I'll see what else I throw into the mix. And that's the vast majority of it. The body will be made out of stainless steel. Basically, all the components you see are stainless steel or brass. And then I can go with, for accent metals like these grips, I can go with copper, I can go with bronze, I can go with, I got some neat materials I want to try to work with to integrate into this pen. The tip, or the tail cap, because I guarantee there's some tactical dorks out there. I say that with all the love. If I take the tail cap magnet end off, here you can see it's basically the same style, except it's got a little bit of deeper bore. And this is going to take some tungsten carbide rod. So essentially you'll have a glass breaker tip. I don't really see the point in it. What I might actually use it for is I'm going to put a tungsten carbide tip in my new everyday carry. The one I carry every day is still my Mark II. But then I'll probably everyday carry this because it's my new design. And the nice thing about having a tungsten tip on the end, especially if you're a machinist or you work with a lot of metal, I'm not a machinist per se, I'm a YouTube machinist, does that work? But being able to write or mark on metal without having to scribe on you, that could be kind of useful. I think I'm going to try it out and see if it's something that I like. And I've honestly had questions in the past of people asking me for glass breakers. I don't know how many of you are breaking glass with pens all the time, but it seems to be a feature you all want. So it's something I'm going to have as an add-on. Once again, this whole piece can unscrew, so it's a very, very quick and easy change should somebody want that feature. And otherwise, it'd be full of magnets because I like magnets. So yeah, that covers majority of the Mark III design. I could sit here and talk for hours about it, but I don't really think you guys want to sit here and listen to me talk for hours about this pen. So future Kurt will put some more video at the end of this video with a bunch of unboxing of some new tools. Not unboxing, but like the new tools that I'm going to need for this pen. I actually bought a bunch of stuff. I bought parabolic cobalt drills. Oh, I've never spent this much money on drill bits in my life, and I know it pales in comparison to the people out there using like through coolant drills and those crazy ones, but to me, like a $10 drill bit is expensive. So that covers a Mark III. That covers a pen. I feel it's an important part because I've been talking about this pen for like 8 weeks now, and I'm finally at the point where it's going to go into production. I wanted it, obviously, as with anybody who tries to sell something, you want something out before Christmas because that's when people like to buy stuff. But I don't want to throw out something that I'm not happy with, and it took me a long time. Like that specific revision you were looking at, I think that's version 10 or something like that. I have like 7 other designs before that, before I was happy. Like I'd come up with something and I'd spend a bunch of time on it, days drawing up something, and then just not be passionate about producing it. And that's Like, it's just not the way I want to go about it. I was focusing on trying to make something maybe minimalist that I could charge, that I could basically sell for a lower price, and still kind of hold the quality I want. But then I took all the jazz and pizzazz out of it, and I just wasn't excited about making it. This pen I'm excited to make. It's got enough features and enough interesting components. I'm not going to be able to charge nothing for it. Like, it's going to be a costly item, but it's such a small market, such a small amount of people that even watch these videos or that purchase these pens. It's such a niche market that I don't mind putting. I want to put something out there that I'm incredibly happy with, and this design I'm very happy with right now. It's obviously going to evolve and grow, but that's the base design, and I'm excited for it. So that's what I'm going to make. That's what I do. Even if no one buys it, I'm going to make it because I am passionate about it. And if I'm passionate about it, I guarantee somewhere else in our like 7-8 billion population, someone else has got to be passionate about it too, or excited about it. So awesome. Whole roundabout way to say, I also have this overarching theme called the 10,000 Project. 10,000 subscribers. And it just so happens, I'm not a fan of like board games or like card games or tabletop gaming or any of that stuff really. But a couple weekends ago, I was on vacation with some friends, and we played a game of dice called 10,000. And I'm sure some of you may have played it. It's basically just you take a bunch of dice and you roll it, and there's some rules that go along with the numbers, and first to 10,000 wins. And there's point systems, and it's actually a fun game. Like I said, I'm not a card or game playing person, and I really enjoyed it. And then when I saw my 10,000 YouTube subscribers coming up, I realized I know exactly what I want to make. Because to play 10,000, all you need is a pen, paper, and dice. I'm probably not going to make paper. That's that one right here. I'm probably not going to make paper. There's a lot of it out there. I make pens, and I like making pens. So that means the only other thing I have to make this whole game to play it is dice. That is something I'm kind of interested in. Making a custom CNC dice. Yes, people have done it out there. It's nothing super new. There's some interesting stuff with it in relation to the geometric or the mass center of the dice and getting them balanced and whatnot. You can geek out on a lot of that stuff, and it's something I'm looking forward to geeking out on. But making some dice and some cool materials, I got some really cool materials in mind that I want to make just some really cool gaming dice out of. Once again, I'm sure there's gaming dorks out there that are interested in this stuff. I know some gaming dorks that spend loads of money for just things that make them happy. And once again, making another product like this is something that makes me happy. It gets me fired up. It's not something that's so difficult that it detracts from my pens or takes away my focus from my pens, but it's also something that lets me add another passionate avenue to what I make. That's my main thing, is whatever I make, I have to be passionate about it. I'm not going to make something that I'm not happy about. And honestly, dice is something that I'm kind of interested in machining, just for the learning aspect of running my mill in kind of more of a production fashion and building something like that. That appeals to me. And then being able to use it and have something essentially that's going to, once again, last for decades. I don't know. I think it's cool. It's something I'm very excited about. And it works so well with the 10,000, and then I played 10,000, and then I don't know. It jived for me, and it seems to encompass everything that I like. So I'm gonna make that too. That's coming out in the future. Pens are the first focus, because if I have too many irons in the fire, nothing's gonna get done. But that's a quick overview of what's gonna happen going forward.